My name is Gina. I'm an intersex person. I'm a poet. I'm an artist. And I'm at least 20% silly. Intersex is a word that people might not be all that familiar with. In the GLBTI, it's lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, and intersex. Intersex are people who have anatomical differences of sex. That is, we have differences where we might be seen to have characteristics that are both male and female at the same time. We might have characteristics where we're not quite male or we're not quite female. Or we might have characteristics where there are no definable sex characteristics at all. Discrimination is low level and high level. Sometimes high level discrimination, in your face discrimination, is easier to take because you know it's happening, you know what's going on, you know which way's up. Discrimination that's harder to take is discrimination that's hard to understand, subtle discrimination. People who stop and look and give double takes when you don't get service at the counter and you've been there longer than anybody else. When a couple of girls stand at the coffee machine and sort of have pointed discussions where it's fairly clear, and when you've been discriminated against all your life, you know when it's about you, and it's fairly clear it's about you, and you have to sit and squirm or decide whether to get up and make an issue of it, and it's very erosive. It eats away at all of your life. My experience with depression was that it was put to me, it was a kind of a thing out of the blue. It was something that just lands on your shoulder and there's not much you can do about it. The single most important thing for me in my recovery was I got sick of being sick. I didn't want to live for the rest of my life feeling as miserable and as empty as I was. I decided to be happy. And I really didn't know what happiness was or how to be happy, so I decided to pretend to be happy. The other critical part of my recovery was finding good therapy and being prepared to go in, speaking to counsellors with a project in my head and seeing how that worked and being prepared to give up early and go and look again and continue to look until I found a counsellor that worked for me. And having a counsellor that worked for me was absolutely critical. I would certainly go back and talk to my 20-year-old self and say, start now. Start early. Get stuck into this as soon as you possibly can. The longer you leave it, the harder it's going to be. Start now.